All right, what's going on, everybody? This is another episode of the First and Framerates podcast. I am the Silent Gamer, also known as VF, Virtual Footballer. It doesn't matter whatever you want to call me. My Twitter handle is VF Baller. If you want to add me on Twitter, follow me. And I have a gang of folks with me. One is my co-host. That is Bills. I'm going to start off with your intro. Let everybody know how you are doing.
I'm chilling, man. Just watching all the people bury themselves in the Twitter sphere, you know. Gonna get into that a little bit more, but yeah, I hope everybody's doing good today, you know.
Yeah, this is a pretty bad look right about now. But anyway, I'm going to jump over to a person who hasn't been on the podcast in a while. Not just this podcast. This goes back to my old channel when I was doing the sports gaming discussions. So, Dollar. Mr. Axis Football. Long time no hear. How you been, man?
Oh, I'm just chilling here, watching all these entertaining videos online today and commenting. And just working and just enjoying the beta for Axis. It's really good so far.
Yo, and shout out to you. Shout out to you for that too.
Yeah, you did
a lot of legwork for that.
Yeah, you've been backing that for almost over 4 years now. That's commendable.
Yeah, I just knew it had potential, but it's still got a long way to go. But considering the guys only work part time, you know, imagine if the Madden devs only worked part time.
Well, anyway, let's jump to Pooh.
Madden 11.
Okay, Pooh, what's going on?
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, I bet.
I wish other people got fined for their videos, but that's a different story.
All right, and
it's not wasting no time.
All right. Chill. I know you happy, excited. All right, and DJ, your team just won the Stanley Cup, and it's good times in your area, man. How you been?
I've been fine. I had a couple of glasses of wine and all some other stuff. I'm not as lit as Ovi right now, but all I can say is we are the champions. We are the champions. That's all I gotta say.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Everybody fucking football team in here got a goddamn ring except for my 28-3 Falcons. It's a fucking shame. The damn Dolphins got a ring. I don't even want to talk about the Patriots. Redskins got 3. The Eagles. We should have beat the goddamn Eagles this year, but no. You want to do a fucking drag route. A drag route with the fullback.
Are you big mad or little mad?
No, I'm big mad about that.
Virtual, all you had to do was take a couple of dive plays and kick that field goal. You would have had.
Yeah. That's all.
Wait, no. What Dollar? They did use a dive play to give up the 28-3 dive play.
It's such a depressing. I go back and look at it.
I don't even have a comeback to that because it's just some bullshit.
But it's like, y'all ran a reverse on the goal line though.
They weren't afraid to lose.
You got that shit right. I don't even want to talk about it, man. It's just I was just noticing that we were just talking about you with the Stanley Cup champion, and I'm looking at everybody team. They got a fucking ring, and it's just fucking depressing.
Well, look, man, you're a Bulls fan. Y'all got 6.
Yeah, but we talking about football right now.
Yeah, that's true.
It's fucked up, but anyway, we're going to talk about a good bit of football when it comes to this EA Play. I'm going to jump right into that first, but one more thing I want to come across, and I know that it doesn't have nothing to do with the First and Framerates podcast. I had a little uptick on my channel. I do appreciate it. A lot of people came through to look at the Dreamcast HDMI video that I made. I got a lot of traffic that I didn't think I was going to get, and I do appreciate that. But I'm going to flip that. If you came to this channel looking for more of that, it's coming soon. But the First and Framerates podcast, this is what I do on a weekly basis. I mainly talk about sports and sports gaming, and this is what I do. So if you don't like this video, I understand. It's not what the last video was, but there's more of that to come. Anyway, we're going to jump to football games, and we're going to talk about EA Play first. But before we go there, I was at work, so I didn't see everything. I know DJ and Bills, I know you guys probably saw most of it. Pooh, you probably did as well. I want your thoughts. I'm going to start off with DJ. What are your thoughts about EA Play so far?
Really?
That's
Yeah.
that's pretty big, man.
I'm like, it was just like the NBA Finals. It was just
Good.
everybody was going through the motions. We knew who was going to win in this conference. Maybe Battlefield a little bit, but it was really it was just nothing there. It really wasn't a good start to E3 or pre-E3 with having EA Play. So
yeah, I got most of bits and pieces of what was going on overall. It looked like just a bunch of trailers, not enough gameplay for pretty much everything they showed. So I can see why it was a snore fest. Kind of unfortunate with all the stuff going on, and based on some screenshots, it looked like it could have been a potential to be something that could have blown everyone away. I'm gonna jump to my co-host Bills. What were your thoughts?
Well, I mean, you know, I'm so blessed that they gave us 5 minutes of Unravel, because Lord knows we all showed up to see that.
especially with a guy that couldn't talk.
Oh, God.
Exactly, right. So it's like I just the entire time I was sitting there like, so are we gonna get any gameplay from these games that y'all hyped up so much? Oh my God, Madden's a EA Play. Oh my God, FIFA's a EA Play. We got one sentence about gameplay about as far as FIFA's concerned, and they really didn't explain anything about what they improved. They just said, hey, the gameplay's better. Wait till we explain it more. It's like, no, like that's not how you're supposed to operate. And then they went and talked for at least 5 minutes about FIFA World Cup on FIFA 18. It's like, who cares about FIFA 18? Then as far as Madden, the trailer, okay, I guess it was cool. It wasn't really anything special. We got a better video on YouTube from an independent person.
Well, shout out to the low guys on the totem pole when it comes to YouTube. Most of the times they give out better information than the big guys.
Exactly. I mean, we really didn't get anything from EA Play to really care about. I mean, good thing they put the blogs out today, or we pretty much would have been left like with nothing. I mean, the live trailer was okay. I mean, it wasn't really anything to take away from that to say it improved from 18 and 19. I guess they added some animations as far as dribble moves, but I don't know. It just left me wanting to see more visually and gameplay wise.
Well, I think at the end of the day, that's what these trailers kind of do. And I'm not trying to say it was anything that should have blown us away, but at this day and age of technology and the way these games are going, not saying that they're the best games out there, they could have delivered a better experience for the people who are not at EA Play. I do agree with that.
Yeah, it's like you can't say, "Oh, I'm excited to see you guys in the booth." Well, what about everybody else watching on YouTube?
Right, exactly. So, Pooh, what about you? What were your thoughts?
On EA Play, it was like it was basically the same as what DJ said. It was just boring.
Okay.
It was legit boring. I mean, I only stayed for to look at two things, and that was it. I only stayed to look at Battlefield and Madden.
Okay.
I didn't watch the rest of that conference.
What were your thoughts about Battlefield? I mean, we're going to get into that a little bit later, but what were your thoughts about Battlefield?
I'm still pissed off there's going to be a Battle Royale mode.
Yeah?
Because,
you need to get off of it, Pooh. Just get off of it.
Hell no. Fuck out of here.
This is gonna end up being a trend on every shooter. I hope you know that.
It's the sad part that it is, but this is why I'm saying it's not going to work for Battlefield. They put in a little something like way before Battle Royale was thing. They had squad deathmatch, right? Basically a group of basically 4 guys, like groups of 4. Nobody really didn't play squad deathmatch like that. Not even on Battlefield 3. They didn't play it like that.
Yeah, but that's not what Battle Royale
is. Started, though.
And that's not what Battle Royale is.
Yeah, but it's like
wait a minute, Pooh. I gotta ask you this question.
Like the squad thing is gonna be way bigger than that. Like, why?
Wait, Pooh. I gotta ask you this question.
Go ahead.
When's the last time you played a Battle Royale game?
Played Fortnite and PUBG, and I put that shit down completely.
When was this?
Like 2 years ago.
So you basically have a
bit of a
personal
jaded
bias.
opinion.
Yeah.
I didn't play it like that because that's not my kind of style.
Well,
I mean, not to jump on you.
Okay, that's all we wanted to know.
Yeah, not to necessarily jump on you, but I mean, you kind of got to understand it. Like, pretty much everybody in this call is not really big on Battle Royale. I know Bills play it more than pretty much anybody.
PUBG, but Fortnite is it's not a game you can play for hours and hours and hours. But if they want to throw it in and then put their own twist on it as far as how Battlefield does things. If anybody can succeed, it's Battlefield.
My whole thing about it is I don't mind it. I just wish they didn't get rid of Rush. Honestly,
Yeah, at the expense of Rush, I definitely.
yeah. I mean, because they're trying to make this game based on team play and teamwork. Rush was one of those. Yeah, Rush was one of those modes that you basically had to use teamwork to win. So it kind of defeats the purpose. But Dollar, Madden's coming to PC, and I don't know if you pretty much watched EA Play or whatever, but I know that's one thing that jumps out for me when I think about you, because I know you're pretty big on PC. What were your thoughts overall, or just what were your thoughts about Madden 19 coming to PC?
Well, to quote LeBron James, it's about damn time. That's why, I mean, we should have been here for a long time. We've had 11 years absence platform as big as PC.
Yeah, Madden 08, the PS2 version.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very, very happy it's finally coming to PC because obviously it's a huge gap there that we haven't had on PC. I mean, there's football games in general on PC have not been there. I mean, we got Access Football, Maximum Football that are up and coming, and shout out to those devs, man. It's great to see more competition. And Madden, you can say what you want, but you can't tell me that they didn't see Access Football and see the aimed passing and all of a sudden throw the aimed passing feature in their last game. You can't tell me that they're going to focus on franchise this year when Access is focusing on... I mean, the timing, to me, is just too convenient. Too convenient.
You know, I mean, to be honest, you have a case there. I won't say that you're wrong. I can't say that you're right either, but, I mean, if you're trying to make a case for it, I mean, it's a case that somebody can sit back and really be like, yeah, I can see that.
I'm going to look back on another game, All-Pro Football 2K8. What did they have that really stood out? They had those, the traits, right? They had the traits.
They had overpowered tight ends.
Had the traits. I mean, I'm just saying that competition.
I know. Every time I like that game. I like the game, and I understand what you're saying with the traits from APF. Yeah. They put them on Madden 08. I get that.
Yeah.
My only, when I think about APF, I'm like, 2K. Why?
Overpowered.
Why can't you? Why can't you just give us another game? Just give us one.
That's why they don't think.
That's what I'm saying.
Because just like George Bush didn't care about black people, according to Kanye, 2K does not care about football gaming fans.
Yeah, I mean, just my thing is they're like 1, 2, 3 games out now that really not really thinking about the license per se. They're just trying to make a game.
Exactly, yep. And part time, but be it that. I mean.
Right, so it's like, 2K, what's the problem here? You got other companies, every company's making a move in the football world. You got indie devs making football games in the football world. You got Madden coming to PC in the football world. And 2K is still worrying about how can they get your money in. They're just worrying about
scared.
Yeah, they're just worrying about how they can get your money in NBA. It's just, I mean, and it's nothing to take away from 2K because I think they're a phenomenal company when it comes to sports titles. But it's just that, why not give us one? Madden is giving us one on PC. Personally, I don't think that we're going to see another Madden after Madden 19 on PC. And we can get into that a little bit later, but I think this is a one and done. But they're making a move for gamers in general. Why 2K won't do that? But that's a whole nother different topic when, I don't even want to go there. But I'm going to ask Dollar one more question before we do jump to Battlefield, because we do have our gripes about that, or we have our positives about it too. Are you planning on looking into getting Madden on PC? Because I know you really want it for the Switch. But are you planning on getting it for the PC if it doesn't come to the Switch?
Oh yeah, I'd get double dip on it. To be honest, I'd buy it on the PC and the Switch. That's how.
Okay.
That's how. I mean, Madden to me is not a bad game. I mean, a lot of people think that I hate Madden. But I don't hate it. I just hate that they haven't innovated in so long. But I think that's about to come to an end with, in the background, you got other people coming up with fresh ideas.
I'm glad you said that because that's something else we could talk about. Go ahead.
Yeah, you got these indie developers that are in the background making their own ideas. And that's something that Madden doesn't have. They don't have that flexibility. They have to do what the higher-ups tell them. Indie developers don't have that red tape in front of them. And that's a huge, Maybe now that, we got new leadership, I guess, in EA, maybe they're saying, you know what, we can't be lackadaisical anymore with these indie devs coming up with these different features. If they come out with all this stuff, it's going to show how lazy we've been throughout the years. I don't know. It's just,
I really don't want to talk about the new lead senior producer.
Hold on, I got a topic we can talk about as far as Madden. Did everybody see that ball carrier moves video?
Yes. No. See, that's why you're my co-host. That's why, because I was just about to jump into that.
Right.
Because when he said about innovation, that's where I was going to go. But since you went there, I'm gonna let you lead that off. I'm glad you said that.
I like it. I like it a lot. I think those running animations, just as far as straight line animations, are far better than what they've had. And then you look at the foot planning. Now, the only question is, I want to know how much of that was left stick and how much of that was right stick. That's when I'll really be able to determine.
I don't want to know right away. Because I don't need to know everything right now.
No, of course. But I'm saying, in order to have a true definitive opinion on it, I have to know, like, you know, how much of it was left stick and how much of it was right stick to determine how much foot planning they put in the game that was just contextual. Literally, this is how running feels, so you have to cut here. You can't just turn on a dime. You know what I'm saying? Rather than you have to press the right stick to get these animations. Hopefully, those animations that they had, like, for example, the Jay Ajayi animation, hopefully that was left stick. Because if it was, then it'll be promising.
All right, who remembers, and I'm pretty sure maybe DJ might be the only one that remembers, who remember playing Gran Turismo, I'll say even on the PlayStation 2 or PlayStation 3? DJ, did you play that game?
Yeah, I remember playing that game.
All right, do you remember the controls to accelerate and to brake with the right thumbstick?
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you think it could be a situation where they could use the left stick to actual go up the field and use the right stick to do the maneuvering that Bills was talking about? And you can't juke with that stick anymore. You use the top buttons to do the juke moves or the stiff arm, but that right analog stick is the free-flowing movement that you can do to hit the hole or do your little cuts.
I read the blog. I don't know if they did that.
They didn't do
that. No, I don't think that's the case, but I can get that. But I was just saying, based on what I heard in the video, that you said you don't know which one is left analog stick or right analog stick. Would that be a possibility?
It'd be innovative.
Yeah, and as far as innovation, I think they're getting better by going backwards. Yeah. And I know that sounds crazy, but I think the running animations are on point, probably, if not better than Madden 04 or Madden 05, because those running animations from the Madden, the running animations back then, even Madden 08 PC, because it is basically the same code. But the PlayStation 2 version of the running animations was like the best ever, and it looked like they're getting back to that.
And I think the best one that they showed, I like Derrick Henry's.
Yeah, Derrick Henry's look really good. I'm looking back at it now as we speak.
Derrick Henry's was nice, and pushing off your lineman is really nice. But like they put in the blog, I hope that it really does have some different outcomes.
But that's another thing.
Whites also look pretty good too.
James White's nice.
Yeah, I didn't read the blog, but from what I heard, I was hearing that it was going to be somewhat of, you can do these things push to pow. You can, tiptoe around offensive linemen's legs so you won't get tripped up like you did before. Mm-hmm. I've heard in the one cut when you plant your foot off the ground and accelerate. Right. I was hearing that from what I saw in the video. I heard that it was going to be off the left or the right stick. That's why I was saying, like, the Gran Turismo reference, where you can accelerate off the right stick, but I was thinking that you move with the left stick and you can accelerate or brake, or I ain't gonna say brake, or slow down, or you can do your cuts with the right stick. And if you want to accelerate, you can use possibly the top buttons, or you just move the right stick up as far as it can go. I think it's something innovative. I think it'd be different, and I wouldn't mind if they went that route.
That James White animation was definitely left stick, and I love the way it looked too.
Another thing I'm loving right now is the way how Derrick Henry pushed the ball. Love the way how he.
Yeah, and they did. They said that off the rip. They said that was going to be right stick, that you can do that.
Yeah, up. I think it was like kind of like similar to
truck stick.
How you used to hold it. You can hold the truck button. It's going to be like that.
Right. So I know that's going to be right stick. That's why I was asking, like, with that right analog stick, is there other things not like you press up to push the pow? What happen if you go right? What if you go left? What if you go in a diagonal motion?
Well, it's going to be interesting to see how they do that with the change of speeds, because they also said you could branch animations together.
But do you want to?
Yeah, with that being said, if you can branch moves together, what is the quickest way to branch moves together? Using the analog stick.
And that's very true. The left stick.
That's what I was saying when I heard it. I was wondering, would it be a mechanic where you use both sticks to run the football, or just run in general? So it's something that it's really to think about.
DJ, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm about to ask. Yeah, DJ, what do you think about that? Oh no, go DJ, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get to Dollar right after that.
I think the way the running animations are, I think I talked about this before we started recording, and I feel like I feel like that it's more grounded. Mm-hmm. I know everybody talked about the foot planning a little bit, but I felt like it was more grounded. I felt like some of the transitions, like that little hop I saw, was a nice touch. Definitely. It's definitely one of those things where, we're going to see and hear from the people that are out there at EA Play. Hopefully they can get some video. Probably not. Probably get some leaked footage somewhere. But somebody will.
That's what I'm betting on.
Somebody would definitely let us know they're hands-on about how it feels. But I have a feeling that
hopefully
if I get this game, because still waiting on franchise info.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How I think I would like how the running should feel based on what I've seen so far.
You know what I think it's going to be like, just real quick? If anybody, I know everybody here has played NCAA 14, at least a little bit. You remember how the left stick was on there? You literally
not only that,
everything.
Not only that, if you played NCAA 13 and went to 14, you clearly could feel how the players were grounded in that game compared to 13.
And as far as the cutting, literally there was not really any turn you could make without a minor cut on the left stick. And branching moves together felt great on that game because of that. Because like you said, branching moves with the left stick to the right stick. Right when Pooh brought up the James White animation, all I was thinking of, think of that little hop that he does, and then you throw a juke into that after and cut across field. It would probably look amazing.
I remember when
DJ.
Wait a minute, I might have to cut in on this one. I just thought about this. Go and play FIFA 18. Because everything is based on a real player motion. Yes. If you want to get a feel for it right now, play FIFA 18.
You get a crazy feel of acceleration like no other game that you play. Every time you press the sprint button, you're risking losing the ball because the speed is completely different than when you're just kind of moseying around compared to sprinting. Especially with players like Ronaldo, you can feel the burst. Like Ronaldo and Neymar are just faster than others, and they can cut faster than others and change direction faster than others. So the way you saw that James White and the Dion Lewis animations, the way they were running is, I think Madden might have really hit on something by taking that technology from FIFA. That was a good point by DJ.
I'm glad you guys. I'm glad you guys talked about.
You can tell by the footwork if you look at it side by side. I mean, looking at it side by side right now with the way how Derrick Henry's running now. And I think the next
I'm glad y'all pulled up. Y'all said something about FIFA because I was rearranging some stuff in this room right here, and I moved my Nintendo and I played Nintendo World Cup earlier.
Oh God, Jesus. Oh God,
it's the best soccer game ever, yo.
Shit, I can tell Dion Lewis right now he outrun the shit out of Derek Barnett.
So what do you think, Dollar?
What about Madden's running animations?
If you saw the video,
did you see it?
I haven't seen the video. I've only seen the trailer.
All right, I'll tell you what. I'm
looking at
send it and put it.
Put it. Your thoughts later about it when we.
Put it in there and we'll jump back to this. I think he already put it. Yeah, he put it in there. Check that out and let us know what you think. Anyway, anything else from EA Play? I looked at a little bit of NBA Live, and
did anybody read the blog? We can get into a little bit.
I did not.
I didn't read the blog yet, but I didn't get anything out of the trailer. Once again, also I was at work, so I didn't get a chance to read anything. I got all my information off what I seen when I got home.
I can give y'all a little bit of insight about the blog and kind of ask some questions bouncing off of that.
Okay, yeah, do that because, like I said, you're a little bit ahead of the game than I am.
So yeah, basically they're adding the real player motion similar to Madden. Basically, Connor Dugan said real player motion is going to give our players a more smoother and more responsive experience where it really shines its ball carrier movement in terms of being able to change direction and attack the basket and how smooth and fluid everything looks. Now, this is what caught my eye when I read this. It said, the other advantage of real player motion is that we have a lot of signature player movement. Guys like LeBron, Harden, Kyrie, and Curry will move like they do in real life. Faster acceleration, different nuances of how they dribble and how they move. And this is all controlled with the left stick. So that speaks volumes. Okay. Because we've never had a video game where players move like their real-life counterparts with the left stick. Everything that is a signature animation has always been on the right stick. As far
either
as
that or either that has been a button input.
Yeah. So I mean, if you are feeling and moving and playing like Steph Curry at all times, even with the left stick and the little nuances, that's going to be major. Because DJ, that'll be really the signature touch that they need.
Okay, DJ, what did you get out of NBA Live? Did you catch anything?
I didn't really catch much with NBA Live other than the trailer. And to tell you the truth, I'm still. Let's just hope that real player motion cleans up a lot of what 18 left on the table. So that's
they
all.
They spoke about off-ball movement too. They didn't speak anything about play calling really.
Wait! I did catch something. Dynamic AI.
Hell yes.
I did hear about that.
I got the whole paragraph right.
That's interesting.
I've read that part. Well, I didn't read the blog, but I caught that and I was like, huh?
Yep.
Oh,
that's pretty interesting
to look at.
So VF for Pooh and Dollar also, I could read just a little snippet of that. Says we've built an all-new dynamic gameplay AI system with the goal of making every game feel different. We wanted to introduce new AI behaviors that are so true to life. When you play against our players who start getting hot and begin taking over a game, whether on offense or defense, you're going to start to feel that. You'll get the ball fed to them more, and they'll be more aggressive depending on their personality types. They may start talking trash. Then he gives an example of Draymond Green.
Wait a minute. They may start talking trash.
That's what it said. It said they'll start talking trash. We've also introduced the concept of post-whistle interactive emotes where you can taunt the opposition or celebrate with your teammates. Players will start to do that depending on what personality they have. Now they also have other things like they said.
So basically, right about now, what we're saying, the NBA Live is starting to get some personality in their players.
Hey, you want personality? They took it a different level. They say you'll have players crashing into the crowd, diving into the crowd for loose balls, and you'll also have, which I thought was crazy, crashing into the cameramen.
Oh shit!
Okay.
I've seen that in a minute.
I don't know. No, I don't see a problem with that because that's. I'm not going to say it's getting better by going backwards, but it's something that's needed. That's been needed in the game for a while because Live used to have the AI to actually dive for balls going out of bounds. I mean, Live was the shit at one point.
Yeah, well,
so they had this stuff. 2K had it too. So it's like for me, this is what Live needs to do if they want to be respected. See, what they did with 15, it was like, yeah, we're getting there. 16, they dropped the ball. 18, it's kind of like they're back on their way. And this is the leap that I expected when they started to get some legs under them.
And DJ actually have noticed the physics with the ball and how players get hit in the face with the ball. How about the fact that people can actually crash into the stanchion too?
Okay.
So that's something else that will be physics-based, and the fact that making everything so tangible is pretty amazing to me.
I'm actually kind of interested in this. That all that sounds great. My only thing is, you already know what type of mode I play.
Oh, franchise, of course, no doubt.
The Dynasty mode can't be the same as it was in 18 or it was in 16 or 15.
Nah, they got
it just can't. They have to revamp that. Somewhat like what they said, what they're doing with Madden, where we're still waiting to see what's in there.
There was a video put out, but I didn't get to watch it before we started the podcast.
Yeah, I saw a few things
online put it out.
Yeah, but most of the stuff was based
about that now.
We're gonna have to at some point.
Started about those motherfuckers. Don't get me started.
Yeah, but the thing about that is, I saw that was most based on coaching schemes and XP. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Mhm.
You know, that's cool. I'm not a big fan of XP and franchise mode. I remember how it was in the old school days, and I know DJ can
I'm
attest
with
to
you and
this.
DJ on that.
Yeah, when we used to play franchise mode back in PS2, it was based on what those guys did on the field. And then what was it, DJ? It was like every week you can progress, or every 4 weeks they'll get an uptick based on what they did on the field. It wasn't XP that you give them.
Right.
So freely spend.
Yeah, so it's like if you had a receiver that was supposed to be good and he just didn't get the ball, or you didn't feed him the football, he didn't run as well, his overall would naturally go down. But if he did good, his abilities will go up.
And the easy way to solve that is you want to give people XP. That's fine. Just put caps on certain ratings for them based on their play style.
I'm always a fan of options, because nowadays XP is such a big thing in all games in general. It's cool, so it should just be a natural progression versus an XP progression.
No, but I'm saying, so based on my career, the caps that they give you, you can up your game in certain elements that you didn't necessarily pick in your prototype, but there are caps that you have to deal with. And I think if they put caps for certain players, you would see them develop in other areas, but not to the point where they're a completely different player than they started out at.
Gotcha. Dollar, what are your thoughts on live? I know you're not big on basketball. As a matter of fact, this is the first time I actually talked about the NBA Finals in a long time that I know of. So,
yeah,
what are your thoughts about this improvement of Live 19?
I think Live really benefited from taking that long hiatus.
Yes.
Kind of like what Assassin's Creed did, not having a game every year. They benefited from it, and that's good because, you're able to. You can't really push out a great product every year. I mean, the dev cycle, it's not going to be enough to justify having a lot of features and a lot of, I'm not a developer, but I know they have to go in and do a lot of stuff, and it takes time. Just working a little bit with Axis, not with them, but just seeing how much time it takes just to do one little thing, and these guys are working part-time, to see Live makes such a huge improvement from where they were to where they are now. It's great. It's great for competition, and it's going to make 2K get off their ass and do something extra different.
Yeah,
I thought that Live was better than 2K in my opinion. As far as the gameplay, last year I thought it was better. It looked more exciting.
They definitely had some elements that
I will say that Live 18 surprised me a lot.
Me as well. I really think that they benefited from that long hiatus, and they should.
Yeah, they did a fantastic job with Live 18. And a lot of people can say what they want about EA. This is one, and there's another hockey game out there that DJ didn't tell me about. Those are two games that they got right. Honestly, I think they did a pretty good.
NHL 14 a long time ago. You knew what the deal was.
Anyway, so we're going to jump to another.
I did have a chance to look at
you
that.
You were petty as hell, Via.
You are. Honestly, I had to step in and say that.
Man, listen, man, I'm just taking L's all over the place. Everybody's a champion in here, and I got Sean
look, you ain't gonna take anywhere near the L we're gonna mention later. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to that L. But anyway, that trailer you saw,
that L you got is minor.
Hey, Virtual,
we're gonna need a bigger podcast for that L.
Hey, Virtual.
What's up?
I watched the trailer. I mean, not trailer, the gameplay. I can give my thoughts on it now.
Cool.
Yeah. Go ahead. Shoot. Let us know.
The power running looks very impressive to me, but when they're out in the open field, I think the running animation would be better suited to Madden 25 because their running animations were actually pretty damn good.
Man, 25 was so good. That's
I think they should just revert back to the running, like the base running animation for 25. The running back here. The running play for Jay Ajayi, it looks okay. I don't like his running animation. I like the cutting. The cutting is pretty dope, but I don't like the open field. I like the Chris Henry, extra yardage and all that. But I think it's going to look better, when they're doing the power running. But when they're out in the open field, it just doesn't look right. I don't know.
I wonder if the game speed has anything to do with that too, because I usually put mine down slow.
Yeah, because I think the animation itself looks good, but I think it's a little sped up it looks sped up to the point where it kind of looks a little floaty a little bit.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So I can get what Dog
So Derrick Henry will look even more grounded once they slow it down and you play it. Like, I think, obviously, I have EA access. Like, once I play it, I'll probably be able to get a better understanding of exactly how to play. But my question is, like, and they didn't mention in the video, was defensively, that's what I really want to see. That's going to be the true test.
Yeah, I can agree with that because they didn't say nothing about defense so far.
That's
so
gonna
that would be
Oh,
interesting.
boy.
Because the
said
one
it
thing
was supposed
they
to
mentioned
apply
was to
defense as
plant
well,
the
too.
foot in. Yeah, they said to plant the foot into the ground and explode towards the ball carrier, which is fine. But I want to know in zone coverage and in man coverage, how is the locomotion? Because that's really going to be the true test to eliminating a lot of those wonky animations that they had in the past. They spoke on a lot of good things as far as defense is concerned, but they didn't really speak on the movement too much. Like, for example, they said they redid every single hit stick animation. Literally every single hit stick animation is new. That's what they said. So we'll have to see if that's true or not. They also said players will be more intelligent as far as wrapping up, tackling, and adding on the gang tackles so they won't have that lifeless feel when they fall. I know I, for one, am glad if they...
I've been wanting that for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The big in
So,
the room, though, is legacy issues. How bad are they going to be? That's the thing.
Yeah, I can agree with that because even though Madden 18, I'm gonna tell you something. Madden 17 and Madden 18 were very good games on the field, and I can't take nothing away from them because once they got away from that air superiority stuff and they actually, they got away from that. That was one of the best things they did, in my opinion. And Madden 17 and 18 played very well. The only thing that killed me was some legacy issues and the fact that franchise mode was just lacking. And I think with 19, if they can continue to clean it up, they'll continue to move where they need to go.
They definitely cleaned up the zones from what I read. Once again, we're going to have to read. I mean, not going to have to read. We're going to have to wait and see gameplay. We're going to have to wait to play it. And most importantly, we're going to have to wait until people get the game and start complaining about it and see if they change it or not.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to be in a situation where they had it right, and then after EA Play, they changed it.
Like NYKia said, let them throw 90 interceptions until they learn how to read defenses, period.
Yep.
Just to ask, did you guys check out the controls for the game?
Yeah, that's about to jump onto, and they look the same, so I don't have nothing to say about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I have nothing on that.
Yeah, I look at it, and there's nothing there that makes me say, okay, this is different. It looks exactly like it was last year.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, we're going to jump over to Battlefield 5. We're going to jump over that till we talk about an incident that occurred today. Anybody has thoughts about Battlefield 5? Me personally, I'm kind of on the fence about it as of right now. I don't know what I'm going to do as far as buying the game. I still hope and wish, which I doubt, I hope people still continue to play Battlefield 4 because that look like that's going to be the game to still play.
Which is sad,
I don't know why you doubt it.
There's
There's no point to play.
Well, it's like, but that's the thing, and me and VF spoke about this on one of our first podcasts. It's like to their detriment that they did so well on that game, bro. Because man, that game is as close to perfect as you can get as far as the map releases that they had with the DLC and season pass and
that
the
was
gameplay.
One of the
it was just
that's one of the
crazy.
premium pass. That's one of the premium passes I absolutely did not mind buying. I did not feel cheated when I bought the extra $60 premium for Battlefield 4. I did not feel cheated. I felt like I got a whole nother game, and the game played great. Outside of that first month, me and DJ played, and we kept getting kicked out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I heard about that. I'm glad I wasn't.
Yeah, it was terrible. Me and DJ was like suffering when we played that, but once they got it fixed, I still to this day, it may be one of the best military shooters, if not the best military shooter that was ever released. As far as value, quality, and everything that you got
complete
behind
package,
it. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know about Battlefield V right now.
I don't really have any thoughts. I'll open it up to anybody else. I really don't know what to think about the game because we haven't seen actual gameplay.
I have.
What about you, DJ?
I have.
What about you,
yeah, and I've seen it from my GM.
Oh well, yeah, I'll definitely defer to y'all then. So.
Yeah.
So you go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. To basically put it like it actually plays very, very good, and this is only just coming off of like, clip snippets, like a good minute or 2 minutes until they transition over to something else. But other than that, the game looks good and it actually plays good. I mean, I love how they took the little Fortnite thing where you could build shit to try to defend yourself.
Any
I like how they actually put that in there to where you can give yourself an advantage or just to protect yourself in the game. But I also really do like how they did the revive system too, where like you basically got to drag an opponent over, you have to get them up, but it actually takes longer, so you run the risk of getting yourself killed more often than not. So, and I love how they did the destruction. I mean, I love its multiplayer. Don't get me wrong. If there's one thing I come to expect from Battlefield, the game is going to play good. It's just what's gonna happen, after that. I mean, like, how's DLC gonna go? Okay, that's great, but how long is that gonna take? How's the game types? How's that gonna do? That's the only biggest question I really have with DICE.
I want to know if you can drive through every building like they did with that damn tank.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
You can do that.
That was some next level stuff right there.
Yeah, you can do that. So yeah, I got no problem with DICE when it goes to gameplay. But like I said, I feel like this whole Battle Royale thing is gonna play. Everybody's gonna play that more than they're gonna play the actual game types, and I feel like that's gonna be my only problem with it. Other than that, I don't really give a damn.
I
feel like they're gonna try to link that with the assignments, the stuff you do to get certain guns, to get certain camos, some shit like that.
I was thinking that it might be a detriment to the game, but I'm not completely sure because Battlefield they do create a pretty decent shooter. And one thing about it, if the weapons in the game feel great and the hit detection is fine and people are actually having fun, people may forgive them for putting this Battle Royale out there, but I know I'm not going to play. I may give it a run, but I for the most part, I'm not going to play it. I'm probably going to play like the more traditional style online they have. Dollar, I know you probably have no interest in Battlefield. What are your thoughts?
I'm going to quote you. #offline for life.
Damn, he uses
because I'm so sick of games that I like getting patched up and then I don't like them anymore.
Yeah,
amen to that.
Yeah,
I've seen it many.
I mean that's pretty much been the story of sports titles for the past 5 years.
That's literally, for me in this case, that was literally Madden 18. In this case,
no, for me it was
Madden 18 until
it was definitely Madden 16. It was definitely NBA 2K16.
Well, you know what though? That's the sad thing. Like for people like me and DJ who play other games other than the main sports titles like NHL and FIFA, like we don't have this problem. But,
man, NHL is so great, man.
Games,
yeah, I'm glad you've been playing it all these years.
See,
keep talking, Bill.
I just realized though. I'm sorry to cut you off with that, Bills.
No, you're right.
That's one
cut
thing.
Him off. Cut him off. I don't want to hear DJ. Cut him off. Go ahead, DJ.
That's one thing I wish they took from NHL and put it over to say the sports games or other games in this case.
Fucking game's a masterpiece. Man.
Previous.
I'm dead serious when I say that.
That's all I gotta say.
I'm dead serious. The NHL 18 is a masterpiece. I'm dead serious when I say
NHL 18. If you didn't like the how they passed it, you can always go back. I wish.
And anybody who has EA access, do yourself a favor, download NHL 18, and if you don't want to play it, just take a look at the sliders that they have, and that's what they should have in Madden. Those type of sliders. That's like the blueprint for sliders in any sports game right there.
I'm not a big hockey fan follower. The last one I was really into was NHL 2K5.
Yes.
And I got into this game, and I can honestly say this game surpassed 2K5. It surpassed because it has NHL on NBC, 2K5 at ESPN, and that's nice. But this game, everything that I've played on this game is done correctly. The franchise mode, the presentation, the commentary, the actual gameplay, the mechanics, the animations that they all fit together.
They have dynamic AI that works.
Yeah, the puck that is it's tangible to everything. What else? The tutorial.
The crowd.
You get to you have the crowd. You have tutorials in game. I'm playing in my franchise. I started a franchise with the LA Kings. They have a tutorial within the franchise mode where between the first and second, third, what they call them, quarters or stands or whatever.
Periods.
The periods. They tell you what you need to do to become a better hockey player. Not just become better at the game. but to become a better hockey player. So when you cut the game off, you can go watch hockey on TV, and you know what the hell you know what's going on.
Something that's missing.
That's what exactly. That is what's missing in every sports title. Outside of maybe NBA 2K does it pretty well.
No, but see, and that's the thing. The thing that NBA 2K could do a little bit better is when Ace, for example, starts clicking in. They could easily say something like, well, if this player notices he's getting trapped in the post now, he should do this. And it should be from the commentators to make it really immersive. Because what they do in NHL is they say, look, he can't keep carrying the puck to the slot like that. He can't keep taking dumb shots like that. They can't keep letting these guys hold the puck for this long.
Yo, you learn about the crease in NHL 18. I had no idea what that meant. Yeah. You learn about how to dump the puck and dumping it the right way so you can avoid getting an icing call. Yep. I watched the Stanley Cup recently, and I knew what was going on because of this game. Yeah. That's why I say this game. That's why I say this game is probably one, or if not, and I have to do more research. This probably may be one of the best, if not the best, sports title I've ever played. I mean, because of what it do, everything I've mentioned, you learn the sport as well as having fun playing the game.
And that's the thing. In Madden,
there's no other sports.
Want people, and like I said, and Dollar agree with me, and I'm sure y'all agree with me too. As far as look, if you have to throw 90 interceptions to learn to stop throwing into the teeth of a cover 3, you're gonna have to throw 90 picks. But the thing is, let the commentators tell you what you did wrong, like they do when you're watching the game at home.
And it's not even the Bills. It's not even the commentators that do it. That game breaks down and gives you a grade. It gives you a letter grade on what you need to do and what you shouldn't do. Yeah. If you pause the game, you can get that feedback, and you learn.
Hey, can I tell y'all one thing?
That's what these sports games should be about.
Hey, can I tell y'all one thing that I missed about the NCAA football thing? It wasn't just the commentators that will tell you what you did wrong. I missed where if you threw an interception after the play will be over, they will quiz you and be like, all right,
man, that was NCAA 10.
NCAA, that was actually Madden too. Madden 09, I believe they actually put that in there too.
No, they had the
rerun. In Madden 09, they would show you.
Yeah, they'll just show you as a rerun feature to show you what you did wrong.
Exactly.
10.
That's another thing.
NCAA 10. NCAA 10. You got quizzed on it, so you would learn what plays was ran. I mean, that's if you're going to be a simulation game, that needs to be implemented in games because you're replicating the sport. And I understand, I'm playing this to have fun or whatever. This is a simulation sport.
Right.
You watch the game on TV to have fun based on what they do in real life.
And that way the dudes that don't know how to play football and they want to go and cheese all the time after you made a sim game, instead of going and changing it and punishing everybody, show them things like that.
They should get straight Fs in the grading category.
Why am I getting straight F? Because you're throwing into the cover 2 right across where the middle linebacker is. That's why. Stop doing it.
Exactly. Well, I know we talked about Fs and failures and whatever the case may be. I mean, Battlefield pretty much for right now gets an F in my book, but we're going to talk about somebody else who got an F today. Woo. And it's nothing to take away from him per se. Me and him have a truce. So I'm not really going to bash him on it. But he was dead wrong. Yeah, he was dead wrong. He dropped the ball. He took an L. And his name is Ryan Moody. Everybody can know him on Twitter.
Names.
No, I'm being real. I'm not saying it.
Out there.
Damn.
Hey, he put it out. He put it out there himself. And I'm not saying that to bash him or whatever, but he knows better. He should know better. He's been doing videos for a long time, and I'm not saying this to talk down on him. I'm going to reserve that to y'all. But Moody,
I'm sure.
Moody, you knew better. You should have known better. Hold on. Wait a minute. Calm down.
I just want
your football IQ should have kicked in, and you should have known better than what you did. Yep, you apologized. I get it, but Bruh, really? You really that embedded into talking down about Madden that you resorted to that?
Yo, I want to.
I'm a Alec. I'm gonna
go
no,
first, dog.
no, yeah, that's what I was gonna do. That's exactly what I'm going. Alley oop at the dollar because Dollar hasn't been here in a while. I'm gonna let him go.
Yeah.
I just want to say that Shaquem Griffin is actually trending on Twitter right now.
God.
That just makes it the knife a little deeper, I guess.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
All right, first of all, I respect Moody to an extent. I do believe sometimes he can be a little, what's the word? Well, he's more of an opportunist, I think. Like, he'll just, if he sees an opportunity, he's going to grab it. I think he just jumped the gun a little bit today, and he feels the need. He's got to get all these videos out so quickly. My dad used to tell me, engage your brain before your mouth, where in this case, the keyboard, he should have just stopped, thought, wait a minute, maybe this is actual feature, or maybe I need to see who this player is. Maybe he just assumed it was a different player. I don't know.
Wait.
Well, you know, I'll tell you something.
Wait, hold on, no.
Go ahead.
He told everybody that he thought about it, so...
Oh, that's right, he did. At the beginning of the video, he's like, I thought about not doing this. I wasn't going to do this. Well, he damn sure didn't think very hard.
Yeah, that's called cognitive dissonance. You know you shouldn't have done it, but you did it anyway.
I'll tell you what my dad did. I'll tell you what my dad told me. My dad told me this. He said, let people assume you're an idiot by keeping your mouth shut, rather than opening your mouth and removing all doubt.
That's true, but...
I can get with that. I can get with that.
What Moody did today was pretty much prove everybody right that's been saying he leeches on to certain things and he's an opportunist, like Dollar said. And there's no reason for a breakdown of a trailer in the first place. But hey, if it floats your boat, that's fine. I think what was most egregious to me was the fact that 14 people liked that video.
Probably from laughing.
Yeah, some people should have known.
Are there 14 burner accounts out there that like that?
Oh no, Colette, look at it!
I'm about to say that.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I just think that we're giving him a hard time, and justifiably so, because he's so... Yeah, he knows.
He knows better. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. He knows better.
You know how this community is. You know you got like us out here.
Bills, get out of here, Ben, get out of here.
No,
he mentioned.
No, what you about to say, Dollar?
I said he knows too much about football to make that mistake. I mean, it's almost like the J.R. Smith incident.
Oh,
he should have known better. I mean, that's just a given, you know. I mean, did you even watch the draft? Did you watch any news about the football? I mean, if you didn't know who the guy was, I mean, you had to be under a rock, because I don't even watch that much college football. And
Listen, my older sister, she doesn't watch a lick of football, and she's upset because her mom, well, my stepmother, recently got married, and her husband is a football fan. He loves the Steelers, and now all of a sudden she's all up in football. So my sister don't know nothing about it. She's jealous because of the fact that her mom knows about more football about her than her, and she knows about this guy. Because she came to me, she was like, she came to me and was like, ain't that some form of motivation for anybody? A guy with one hand gets drafted in the NFL. And she knew his name and everything. Bro. So the fact that she knew, she doesn't know a lick about football, and she knows, Ryan had to know.
Yo, he was out here like, I'm going to kill him with this one.
Yo, my mom knows, she don't watch the shit, man. She don't watch sports like that.
Man, look, this should be a lesson to everybody in this community. This should be a lesson, and hey, if Moody has to be the sacrificial lamb, then so be it. This should be a lesson to everybody in this community.
Yep.
You can't delete something and expect people to not know it happened.
Hey, once it hits the internet, it's there forever. Period.
Ever.
It's ink, dog. It's written.
Forever.
Basically, you uploading the video or you saying some stupid tweet, you know it's gonna get screenshotted. It's technically writing it in ink.
Oh yeah. You would know. You would know. Hold on, Pooh. Hold on, Pooh. You would know that it'd get screenshotted, wouldn't you?
Yes, you're right. Yes, I would. Thank you very much.
You're 2 for 2, Pooh. I give you credit. You got.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I mean, since we had that incident, Dollar, you didn't get a chance to talk about this. What were your thoughts about the Kyle Anderson video? Now, if anybody, hold on, I want to give a little more background. If anybody don't know, a few episodes back, we had somebody who claimed they was making a video game called Football History, and
he
basically
put football history, all right.
Oh yeah, he did.
Parody video about that, by the way.
Well, the video that he made was using gameplay from NCAA 11, and he was using it as his own. So, if you don't know about Kyle Anderson, that's what he did. And Dollar, what were your thoughts about that situation?
Well, at first I thought, well, he can't possibly be lying. See, I was kind of ignorant because I didn't play too many college football games. I knew it resembled, kind of like that engine. And so I talked to Pooh. I said, is this for real, man? And he said, no, that's NCAA 11. And so I was like, well, why would he lie about it? So I was kind of skeptical at first. But then when he showed that side-by-side screenshot, I showed it to other people. I was like, dude, this cannot – I showed it to Virtual. I said, look, dude, this can't be for real. I mean, this guy cannot actually think he can pull one over on us. And I know Virtual had played more college football games, and that's when he made that video. And then I, in turn, made the parody video. And if you haven't seen it, it's pretty funny, I think. I just
funny.
think this guy is what his game is. He's history.
Well, and he also is what his game is, which is a fraud. Because in this community, you like, oh my God. And people, you know what? I'm going to do it again. Kirk Ford. All right,
oh, God. Oh, man. Come on, man. Hold on, man. Leave Kirk alone, man.
No. Blame him. Fuck the Lions.
No. He's not getting off that easy, bro. Nah. Okay? You are not going to sit there. Oh, come on, Cal. Prove it's your game.
Oh my God!
Yo, he's sitting there with his football history pom poms. Come on, you can do it. You gotta show him.
Snatch that pom poms away.
Bro, it's not his game. Come on.
I had to look at it for a minute, and when I realized what game it was, I knew I had it right here on the shelf. I was like, I know exactly what game it was.
Disgusting. And you know what the excuse?
Not only that, same thing what Ryan Moody did. It's disgusting. It's just disrespect to Shaquem Griffin. It's disrespectful to the Madden team who's trying to make an authentic football game. It's disgusting to gamers or football fans who know who that guy was. For you to try to bash a game that really hasn't come out yet, that's just starting to show its wings, for you to do that, it's one of the reasons why I stepped back and stopped doing those videos. It's because when we do those type of videos, we kind of prejudge to an extent, no matter when the game came out or how long it's been out, because that experience is not everyone else's experience.
Well, my thing is, how can you put out a video where you say, I went down to EA and and I'm going to go back to this because a lot of people probably forgot. Ryan Moody went down to EA and talked to those devs and came back and was talking in a completely different tone.
Well,
and you saw the reception he got from his stand.
To his defense, Madden 25 was a decent football game.
It was, but my point is, if you're going to change your entire tone on exactly how you're going to address the devs in the future and address the game in the future, and then you turn around and start doing the exact same videos a week later because your reception you got from your stands and your fanboys wasn't exactly what you wanted because you told some truth to them and woke them up to reality, that's why this situation right here is a prime example of why you got to stick by your guns at all times. And right here, he stuck by his guns, but to his detriment. Because
it's okay to change your mind. We're human, but at the same time, you have to be genuine. You have to have some integrity. That, to me, I think he lost a little bit of that because now a lot of people could look at him and say, well, now you're just looking at the game through a certain prism. How can I take you serious?
Just like you got dudes like Past Days with his hairline, aka Mr. I didn't know what cover 3. How are you gonna sit down and break down football when you don't even know how to what a cover 3 is? Like, literally, you didn't know what a cover 3 was when playing DJ online. And I should mention this dude's name, but he's not even worth mentioning his name. That's just how irrelevant he is in this community. Joe Montana 16. That should give you a clue. Just so everybody knows, you can't look reputable to the football community when you have situations like that. Now we
I mean,
know
I think
Ryan
it-
Moody knows football. We know
I
Ryan
mean-
Moody knows football.
You're not.
But
Yeah, he
this
does.
is
I mean, it's nothing.
this is just a
It's nothing to
hiccup.
take away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing to take away from his acumen. He
No.
knows what he's talking about. That's one of the reasons why his channel is the way it is.
He just goes
but
hard on these videos, and
yeah,
he
yeah,
jumped the
that's
gun.
what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. That's one of the reasons why I took a step back, because at the end of the day, I have to be true to myself, and that's just like I always, no matter what, I've always said about Dollar. I always respected Dollar, because when Dollar was playing Madden 08, he knew what the game was. He enjoyed it, and he didn't let nobody change his mind.
No.
When Axis came out, people bashed Axis, but he stayed true to himself. He stayed true. He stayed the course, and he wanted to help that game.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's just for anybody. If you're going to be true to yourself, even if you have a reason to change your mind, just like same thing with Dollar, he changed his mind to the point where he can see the differences in a EA product and say, you know what? They did okay here at NBA Live. You know what? I like what I see with Madden so far.
And that's
even though
called being
and this.
consistent.
Yeah, he's being honest about it. It's not like you can't see where his integrity is being, questioned, because he's telling you what he honestly feels. Unlike somebody just going out and just say, hey, I'm going to do this because this is what I've been doing,
Right.
and it's to the detriment to you because you got it wrong. So, I mean, that could be a serious issue. So, at the end of the day, what are your thoughts, DJ? Because I know you didn't say too much about it.
Yeah.
I know, because I'd let y'all have all the fun. You've been cutting me out of Battlefield. You cut me out of
Oh, here we go.
a whole bunch of stuff I could
Here we
have
go.
Well, you cut me out of NHL 18, so now you know how I feel.
Well, you
Damn.
know hockey because of me.
Ooh.
So I'm just...
Ooh.
So,
What's your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts?
all right. So, as far as Ryan Moody, like, he knows too much to make that mistake. I put it on Twitter. I was just like, look, I can understand a physical error, but not a mental one. You have so much knowledge to waste it on just trying to get stuff out to. It's almost like he's a slave to his audience. And I know that's one of the things he keeps touting, how many views he gets, how much watch time he gets. But it's like, I know you like what you're doing, but this one, being a slave to your audience, cost you on this one.
I can agree with that.
And then it's all, and just to be funny a little bit, because I'm not a natural comedian, but it's almost like Ryan had a problem with amputees. I mean, you're going to sit there and say the guy should have both his hands on the
Oh my God.
making a tackle. I'm sitting there like, people make one hand tackles, one arm tackles all the time. You mean to tell me he got to have two hands? Like, what? Something wrong with him? Apparently he's in the NFL and you're not. So apparently he done something right.
Damn! Oh my God.
You really
Stop.
DJ said you gonna make fun of Smitty putting on the helmet, but when did you putting on the helmet matter? He said, when did you putting on the helmet?
Y'all are wild, and yo.
Yo, he said, don't come at my boy Smitty, fam. At least when he put the helmet on, he's playing around. You got on the field and bummed it. That's what he said.
This is my goddamn
his
co-host, man.
I literally
Goddamn
changed
co-host.
his name and and all in fun, I call him Meltdown Safety now.
Jeez.
So
Oh my God.
he's gonna have that title until he does something opposite in the positive direction. Other than
And
that,
one more thing.
what's
Okay.
that?
One more thing.
Uh-oh.
Don't be telling people go fuck yourself just because you fuck
Yeah,
up.
that too. That's why. That's particularly why he got the term Meltdown
Yeah.
Safety.
Like, come on, bro.
Well, that and the crashed car he still hasn't fixed that had the Joe
Oh,
Montana logo on it.
Oh.
Look, man. Like I said, don't just come on, man. Don't be telling people go fuck yourself because you messed up, bro. Just own it and like that's it, bro.
Well, he
Oh
did
my
own
God.
it, but he
Yeah, he
I mean, he apologized, and I mean, I get it, but then again, it's just like people that are viewing him.
Chris, go fuck yourself.
No, I'm just saying, like people that are viewing him. That's what that apology is for. The people that are viewing him and don't really understand where he's coming from as far as a YouTuber. You know, they don't understand this side of the YouTuber that we know. This is the reason why we're talking about it, because we know this part of Ryan Moody. Y'all know the what video he's about to upload type Moody. We know him on a different level, so it's like, dude, you know better. What are you doing?
Well,
and you know, it's just that's what disappointed me, because it's like, what the fuck? You're feeding into what a lot of people that are on this side of YouTube already think about you. You just jump the gun and want to bash the game, and it cost you.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what. In the words of Darth Vader, apology accepted, Captain Nita. And for those that don't know, he killed that dude. So
I'm just gonna say that I respect Ryan Moody a hell of a lot more than sports gamers online. The grasping,
Damn! Can we get
the grasping?
I'm gonna jump on that.
Monetize any video that's not their own. Fuck them.
damn.
There you go.
No, I mean they did.
I respect what's his name even more. Kyle Anderson even more.
Wow.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah, grasping little shits. They can
Man, all right, man. You know what?
Yeah,
Look. You know what?
They did.
I'm pull
You see their video they put out today?
I'm gonna pull an ESPN right now. I'm gonna pull an ESPN right now. The views and thoughts being expressed right now by Dollar Jr. do not express the overall thoughts of the first Frame Rates
podcast. Nor DJ, nor Pooh.
Because I like sports.
Because DJ,
I like SGO.
Yeah, DJ and Pooh are honorary hosts of the First and Frame Race podcast at times. Dollar, I understand why you feel that way about him, but you're on your own.
You solo.
That's Dollar's axe alone. All right, so we're not into that. You know, we like sports gamers all along.
Yeah, because they the one that broke the news about Madden being on PC. Yeah.
In which
and a lot of people
took an L on that too.
Oh damn, man.
Yeah. Go and apologize.
Yeah. You know what? And I appreciate the fact that they put this thing out on. They were the one to break the news about them being on PC, because this was the first time that I knew when I first saw it that I knew that this was a credible source, and I know it had weight to it. So I knew that this was something, and a lot of people were skeptical. Pooh was one of them. Dollar was iffy as well, and I understand why.
Man, Moody's just having a Meek Mill kind of night right now, man. You know,
damn.
All these L's being taken,
you know what? And it's crazy.
Wait a minute,
you would have thought.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Can we talk about this Pusha T and Drake shit for a second? Is anybody paying attention to this? Okay, because I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Off topic. We still got to talk about the NBA. Come on.
Yeah, that's way off topic. I was like, what? You surprised me with that. We don't even do music on this podcast. You just jumped the gun.
Man, what's next? You gonna plug your song again too?
Hell yeah, I am. But that's later.
Okay, but all right. We can plug the song, but I have no interest talking about Drake or Pusha T. I'm gonna be quite honest.
Man, Drake a bitch. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's fair. That's close enough. I can get that, and everybody should know about that. And we here at the First and Frame Rates podcast, we do endorse that. But anyway, another game that's on PC, we're going to jump on that before we get into real life sports. The Twitter handle Brad Pixel Dev, he came out. And he's been out for a good bit. He's making a boxing game. It's called, the code name of it right now is called Project Boxing. I'm going to leave the link down in the description to one of his videos. I'll let everybody here on the panel right here. They watched it. Bill's the one that sent it to me. And it's an indie boxing game. And we all know that Fight Night just was recently now is on backwards compatible on the Xbox One. But it would be nice to have a new boxing game out. And from what I've seen in this indie footage, it looks like it has a lot of potential. Everybody here has looked at it. I like what I see so far. I want everyone that is listening, try to give this guy some support if possible. Should give him a shout out, ask him what he needs, ask him what anything that we can do to actually, give feedback or help him with this project. Once again, his Twitter handle is @BradPixelDev, and since I kind of got Bill's perspective, DJ's I got a little bit of his. Once again, I'm going to send this off to Dollar and ask him what he thinks about it. I know he's not big on boxing, but from someone who's on the outside looking in, what do you think about this?
I respect anybody that's trying to revive, type games that aren't really,
they're not out there anymore.
In like the PC doesn't even have a boxing game, I don't think. And I'm glad to see, a lot of indie devs just saying, you know what, I'm gonna make a game. I'm gonna make a game that I don't see very much, and that's a boxing game. I thought that Fight Night, when I first had my 360, was one of the most impressive looking games. Just the way it looked, it blew my fucking mind. I was like, man, there's sweat coming off this guy. It was just, that was a great series. They should continue it, but I don't know why they won't. But I'm glad to see, more fresh ideas that are not hindered by, like I keep saying the word red tape, but it is true. I mean, you can't have freedom as a developer unless you're an indie developer. You have to go through certain avenues and say, okay, well, I want to put this in the game. Well, the casual audience may not like that feature, That's just not going to work for us. Now, we need Battle Royale. I'm just saying, that's what's hot these days. The trends, the Battle Royales. That's why you get the Battlefields with it and everything. So I want to see, fresh ideas. And I think the indie developers, you get that more from indie developers than you do from, these AAA titles. And indie devs can make some pretty damn good games. I remember there was a game what was that game called? It actually won some awards. It was like a third-person action game or something. I can't remember the name of it, but that was a very impressive-looking game. So indie developers, there's a stigma about, it's going to look like Atari graphics or whatever, but that's not always the case.
I agree.
I'm looking at something on Twitter real quick. But anyway, DJ, what are your thoughts?
I liked what I saw, the little bit that I did see. So
okay.
I just had to see more. That's
fair because like I said, he's been on and off. He got greenlit by Steam, and he's been on and off since I think 2015. And he's just now starting to re-up and starting to do some stuff with the game. And for an indie title, I'm not saying it's like anything for now, but for what he has now, the game looks very impressive compared to what other games I've seen when he first started out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, I'm with you there. Pooh, what are your thoughts?
Same thing as Dollar put it. I would like to see any company try to, rise up and, end up, rise up and get better. That's definitely one way to do it. From his perspective, from a boxing perspective, I'm pretty sure you guys are happy about it. You get another boxing game to play. As long as it makes other people happy, I don't mind. Hell, PC people, you get to knock people out on PC again, I guess.
Yeah, my thing is, if it's up to me, I would like to see the game go not only just from PC. I wanted to see to get good enough, and I think he can get there to jump on consoles like Axis did. I don't see another boxing game coming out no time soon, and if this guy can get to where he needs to go, who knows? Maximum Games may pick him up like they did with Golf Club. You know what I'm saying? He could go places with it, but it starts with first of all, he really needs to make strides to make the game look better. As far he can't just be complacent, just worrying about our feedback. Mm-hmm. He needs to give us a reason to give him feedback, and as of right now, he does. So I would like to see that. And Bills, I'm gonna let you finish off since you're the one that brought my attention to it, and just let everybody know what your thoughts about what he has going for himself.
I like the thought of any boxing game coming out because we all know there's been a severe lack of boxing games, especially on consoles. So, we should, like I said before we started the podcast, we shouldn't still be playing Fight Night Champion. There should have been another game out by now on consoles, high-level boxing game. So hopefully he takes what he's doing right now, he continues to improve, and hopefully maybe a big company will, take what he's doing and make it into a game that we can all play and enjoy. And have the licensing behind it that we need for customization.
Yeah, even if a big company don't pick him up like that, if they just give him the backing and let him continue to spread his own ideas, that'd be great.
Exactly.
I mean, that's kind of what happened with Golf Club. Golf Club basically started out where they were. Maximum Games picked them up, and they're still their own entity. But but they got the PGA Tour now. So I mean, you see where Axis started, and now they're on consoles. You see other games that started out not even sports related, that are indie titles that end up getting console releases. And I mean, from what I see with the game, I'm not saying it's a great game right now, but if you look at where indie games start off in their infancy and where they are now, he's way ahead of the curve where quality is. I mean, the game actually looks pretty decent. So, once again, his Twitter handle, I need to get that up again because I took it down. His Twitter handle is Brad Pixel Dev. Check him out. I'm going to put a link into the description where you can find him at. And really just talk to him. Let people know that we hear him, and whatever he needs from us. Hopefully it's not money because we're not into the scams. But any feedback he needs from us, we're really definitely into it, and we want to make something happen with that. So the more the better is always that way. I don't want to talk about this right now, so I'm going to talk about a more positive thing: the Stanley Cup Finals.
Thank God.
Actual sports.
Yeah, nothing to take away from the Golden Knights, because I mean, like you said, DJ, before, expansion teams are totally different in the NHL, so I don't know too much about it. But for an expansion team to make it there, I think that's a big feat. But I'm going to let you take the lead on the Stanley Cup Finals and your team winning. And what are your thoughts about it?
Well, first of all, the whole Stanley Cup, all the games I watched. I didn't just follow my team. I watched all the games. I didn't watch every single game, but I watched a little bit of the other teams that they play, especially in the Western Conference, especially the Golden Knights. Mm-hmm. And with hockey, it's just a different breed of sport compared to like either football or basketball. When it comes to the playoffs, it's just you truly never know who's gonna come out from these playoffs, who's gonna be the final two, and then who's gonna rise up and be the last one standing. Because sport has always been about who wants it more and which way that puck is gonna bounce. I'm like, it may like. Looking at the Capitals and the Golden Knights in the Stanley Cup Finals, and looking at how it started, Golden Knights win the first game. The Caps were hit, like as far as when they took their shots, they were hitting the post. They were, even though it was a high-scoring game, it was a fast-paced game, and that was more like the Vegas Golden Knights type of game. But then games 2, 3, 4, and 5 were more of the Capitals game, which was slow it down, go from zone to zone, play defense, block the puck, and just and hit people. I'm like,
okay.
When the Caps wound up playing their home games, it was the Vegas Golden Knights that weren't getting the breaks. They were hitting the post, and they were just all over the place. And I sat there and I tweeted as this series was going on and as the NBA Finals was set to take place that the NHL, I'm like, you had two teams, one on one side, an expansion team, just out of nowhere, full of rejects, but they were good players that were drafted onto this expansion team. Make it to the finals. They pretty much dominated everybody in the West, so they weren't that bad of an expansion team. They were very strong. And then on the other side, you have the Caps, who have suffered through multiple failures, not just in the Ovechkin era, but even before that. I've been watching hockey ever since I was 6 years old. So there was a previous era that was that had failures that couldn't get past Pittsburgh. Even then. So to finally actually come out on top, it was well worth the wait. But I made a comparison that NHL is definitely the better final because you had two teams, two new teams.
Not even close.
and somebody's going to win it for the first time. Meanwhile, Chapter 4, I know they made a spoof about it on Twitter. Chapter 4, Warriors versus the Cavs, and shout out to Scott OG because he actually called it. He was like, the Cavs are getting swept. They may get one game. Well, they wind up getting swept.
Bro, VF called it. Almost everybody called it.
I think, a lot of people called it because it was easy.
Yeah, I mean, even Dollar don't even follow basketball, and he called it.
Yeah, I said it was gonna be.
Yeah. Yeah, but the thing is that even in the previous matchups, in previous years, you kind of knew how things were going to go. And with the NHL, you just don't know. You could have the best. You wouldn't have never known that Vegas was the higher ranked team than the Caps.
Yeah, I had no idea. I just thought, like I said, I don't know much about how the expansion teams work. That's why I asked you on the last podcast you were on. Because when I think of expansion teams, I just think a bunch of nobodies thrown together just to build a team. I mean, you look at the Texans back in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You think about any other expansion team that comes into the league, they're not very good. So I just thought these guys was like, man, whoever put this team together need to be like GM of the year or something.
And check it out. There's so many just to throw this out there. There were so many connections between these two teams. The GM in question was our GM just 2-3 seasons ago, George McPhee. He drafted that team. He put that team together, and I think with this team, when they went through the expansion draft, I think it was just a timing thing. A lot of players were left unprotected that probably had contracts that were about to expire. Case in point, Marc-Andre Fleury, the goaltender for the Golden Knights, was just on Pittsburgh last year, Stanley Cup winning team. He was their main goaltender up until last year. So you got a top goaltender in the draft that was left unprotected because Pittsburgh had to decide whether they were going to go with Murray, who was their current starter and was Swiss cheese when we played him. And he was also Swiss cheese in the first series, but no matter. And then you had other teams that had to make decisions on players that were good, but did they want to pay them whatever money? I'm like, we left the player unprotected. Nate Schmidt was a defenseman on our team last year. We left him unprotected. Now, we shouldn't have left him unprotected because he was young and up and coming, but we left him unprotected, and he winds up going to Vegas, and he's their top defenseman. So, with how they drafted the same as they did in past expansion drafts, and like I think the process is the same as it is in other sports expansion drafts. It's just the level of talent was much richer at this point.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting because, like I said, I didn't know how it went. And once again, congrats to the Washington Capitals. I mean, well deserved. And it was well enjoyed. It was enjoyable to watch compared to the NBA Finals. Anybody got anything to say about the NHL? Because I do want to talk about the NBA Finals.
Well, I mean, like, it was better than the NBA Finals. That's all we need to know.
Good Lord.
I mean, like, shit. No rigging involved.
Oh, don't even get me started. That's the rant where you start talking about it.
I got something.
Uh-oh.
Okay, go ahead.
Man's rigged. There you
So,
go.
it's kind of unrelated, but I'm sorry. I just happened to see this because DJ was going back and forth with this guy on Twitter.
I was doing that during the podcast, guys.
So, for all these people that say I would like to see you roast some of these game changers, we have.
Wait a minute, where's this? I missed this.
Oh my! Let me just cycle through this. Okay, so basically, I posted the video, right, and then DJ came. He was like, "We're gonna need a bigger L to cover this one." And then this dude came. He's like, he apologized, said it was a mistake and meant no harm. So then DJ was like, "The roast is still commencing. Like it's still gonna happen regardless, right?" So then
Yeah.
this dude's like to see some of y'all roast some of these EA game changers for their thoughts and hype on Madden and Live. Let's talk about the BS they're feeding us and the makers of these games, other than one man's mistake. But y'all won't do that because y'all eat everything they say up. First off, taking Ryan Moody hat and Snuggie off. That's the first thing. Okay, now
hold on. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now.
So then DJ was like, they got roasted too. He's like, nah, I saw some of it, but do you actually think this guy actually meant any harm or disrespect? And if not, I can't even read this illiterate shit. The point is, at the end of the day, you're gonna get roasted because now you put yourself in a situation to get roasted. All you had to do was sit back, like I said, don't reveal the fact you're an idiot. You can sit in silence and maybe we'll just assume you're an idiot. But you remove all doubt by writing some of the shit that you wrote because we clearly roasted the hell out of Game Changers years ago.
That's what I'm saying. I'm starting to think this guy just came around maybe like a year ago or so.
No, it's like bro, like
he couldn't been around back in 2014, 2015.
He's one of the 14 people that like the video. He's a burner account.
Well, it sucks that he has this damn Georgia Bulldog shit on his damn Twitter. That sucks.
Man, you and these Brian Colangelo burner accounts, Bills. Jesus,
man,
bro,
I'm just,
bro.
yeah.
But how can you come to the defense of a grown ass man you don't even know that hard? Like, seriously,
Anyway,
bro. But yeah, to the NBA Finals, the travesty that it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go first.
I don't got shit to say, bro. I don't got shit to say. I knew that shit was rigged. Y'all can go ahead. I don't got nothing else to say. I put it on Twitter, bro. Okay. Like game one, everybody saw game one. They saw what happened there. Cleveland played lights out.
Hold up. I didn't see game one because I told myself I wasn't watching the NBA Finals. I tried to watch game two. I fell asleep. Then I tried to watch game 4 and I fell asleep then too. And apparently the Cavs did for all 4. So go ahead.
So everybody else, if y'all saw game 1, just let me know if I'm going off track anywhere here or I'm messing up the summary for DJ. So essentially what happened in game 1 was Cleveland came out. They played lights out for pretty much 3.5 quarters. Golden State made a run late in the 4th quarter, and they pretty much got to the point where, every play mattered. LeBron had a call on the court, called as a charge. The refs went and looked at the call, and they said that it was a block instead of a charge, which we'd never seen before. Little did we know.
Now, I will say that it was a block,
right?
But the fact that they called it a charge, they should have left it. They should have left it the way it was.
Exactly. So, am I doing good so far?
No, keep going.
Okay. So then it got good because George Hill got a pass from LeBron. He was like wide open. I think Draymond grabbed him. Somebody grabbed him. So George Hill shot the first free throw, made it. Shot the second free throw, missed. J.R. Smith.
Oh, good Lord.
God.
Grabs the rebound and runs out to the 3-point line. Dribbles out to the 3-point line. Idiots his way out to the 3-point line. And LeBron's like, bro, pass me the ball. Like, we're not up right now. And all you could see at the end of regulation was he was like, oh, I thought we were up. You could see him mouth, I thought we were up. Now, the footage that came out the next day was what really put the clincher on this. Because LeBron asked Tyronn Lue, do we have any timeouts? Tyronn Lue said, yeah, we had one. And LeBron sunk down in the seat like, you got to be kidding me. You're telling me that y'all really didn't call a timeout seeing this man dribble the ball to almost half court? And that was the series. Nothing else to review. The series was over after that game.
That game demoralized the morale of the team after that. There was no going back after that.
I can agree. I can agree.
I literally just said that not too long ago, like an hour ago.
I can agree. That right there killed the entire series.
That man scored 51 points in Golden State.
And
they were getting decent.
I think was Love that scored double digits. Somebody scored double digits, but that
Love
was
had 20 and 10, I believe.
Yeah, he did.
But to carry that much and to come out with an L at the end with that stupidity, it's beyond comprehension.
It was Then game 2, Golden State got more calls.
I sent something to y'all. I sent something to y'all. I just want y'all to read that real quick. Yeah. Just read it to yourself.
Game two, Golden State got more calls.
No.
But they did play well. They got a lot of calls. Yeah. Let me go and read what this man sent us just now.
What are your thoughts on Dollar?
You need to stop. That's what I think. Contain him, somebody.
Oh my God, what happened here?
What are your thoughts about the finals, Dollar?
The finals?
Yeah.
The finals? There was
Yeah.
finals?
We talking about the finals.
I'm sure didn't look like a finals to me. I mean, that was that. Besides Super Bowl 40 was the one with the Seahawks and the Broncos.
Oh.
Besides that game, that was the worst championship series I've ever seen.
I can agree.
I mean, there was no competition whatsoever. I mean,
now mind you, I did. Well, no, because I was about to say I remember watching 52-17 when Buffalo got beat by Dallas, but that
still,
it wasn't as bad as the Broncos and Seahawks.
With them being having the touchdowns for Peyton Manning and all that, and they were expected to just be an unstoppable force and to just come out.
Wow, now VF, you need to stop.
I didn't do
I
nothing.
told you somebody need to contain this man.
Go ahead, Dollar, man. I'm sorry.
But,
Dollar, when you get a chance, you need to check that too.
Okay, yeah. But the refs just enforced my thought that this shit's rigged somehow. I mean, there was a guy from the Spurs, I think, or what was that guy, that ref that was
Tim Donaghy.
He got in trouble for it. I mean, this shit goes on. I mean, there's no doubt.
Like, what does he have to lie about? People have no reason to believe this man when he says that these games are rigged. What does he have to lie about? He ain't trying to get back in the NBA.
I mean, this is just too much. I think there's always something going on somehow. I mean, if you're a ref, right, and when a player comes to you and say, "Hey, man, you give me a few calls, I'll throw $250,000 your way." What are you gonna say?
Nah, it's more like the league. It's more like the league saying, "Look, we want A, B, C, and D to succeed tonight."
All right, I sent it to you on Twitter, Dollar, so you can check it.
But I think all in all, man, it's just like when you look at how Draymond Green is reffed, the man was yelling at the ref and cussing him out after he got a technical. Oh God, you saw the Cal Anderson.
Virtual, man. You gonna kill me. I'm gonna have a heart attack over here,
bro. Cal Anderson can't catch a break around here.
What are you doing, man?
Cal Anderson can't.
I didn't make that.
It doesn't matter. You sent it, bro.
Nah, y'all think y'all laughing now.
Yeah, you did. I don't blame you.
I didn't do anything.
Man, we're trying to do a podcast here, man. Keep it serious. Come on.
You gotta stop here, contain my laughter.
You did.
Oh God.
You did.
Well, anyway, I don't have anything else. Personally, it wasn't much of a series. I was kind of disappointed that at least but the Cavs could have won one. But it was kind of, it kind of was disappointing. I don't have anything else to add to it, honestly. Anybody else want to talk about it? I'm good.
Who y'all got winning Game 5?
Cavs.
Hey man, I got Cavs in 11.
Oh, bitch, please.
What the fuck?
Jesus Christ.
Oh. Okay. My thoughts are basically just summed up like this. I mean, there's no way around it. I don't even think Bills himself can deny us at this point. LeBron to Philly. That is all. LeBron to Philly. He ain't going to the fuck.
Philly, stop it.
That's the fucking. Damn it!
Now you just brought up a okay. Now that's something we can talk about.
No way. Why would he go to the West?
Hold on. This will be a more constructive topic. Let's talk about where he should go instead of where he will go.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Well, I'm asking. Well, obviously, I can't even ask you. Obviously, you're gonna think you should go to Philly. So we're just gonna go to DJ. What do you think, DJ? Where do you think he should go, or do you think he should stay in Cleveland?
Yeah, because I can't think of a logical explanation for where the fuck else he would go. There's no way he's not coming here.
Well, if he wants to really get to the heart of the matter, I think he should go out west. So that way he can constantly face KD and I think he should either go to Houston or LA.
Ew.
Those are two markets for him. Those are two markets for him that he can spread his brand. He's got his brand in Miami. He's got his brand in Cleveland. If he goes to Houston, he'll cover the South. I mean, if he goes to LA, he can be Hollywood. He likes to act. Apparently, does it on the court. He also does it. He'll do it on screen at some point in time. So I think the Lakers.
That's worse than KD going to fucking Warriors.
No, I got one for y'all.
I wouldn't say.
I got one for y'all. I got one for y'all. No. Okay, look, I would never criticize KD or any player for making the best decision that will get you a ring. I'm sorry. I have spoken to VF about this several times. All these people who criticize KD forget it 2 years later that he went there. And they only talk about rings because look at LeBron. Everybody criticizes him for going to Miami, and the next thing you know, all of a sudden it's he's a 3-time champion. I don't want to hear it. People.
Wait. What did LeBron do?
I can agree.
What did LeBron do that KD has not done yet?
What do you mean?
He went back to Cleveland to win a championship.
No.
Prove that he could. But KD will never go back to fucking.
Well, we know why he won't go. We know why that. I mean,
hold on. He went back to Cleveland because it was falling apart in Miami. He only leaves when things are falling apart.
That's not true. That's not true. But dog,
he also went back to the Kyrie Irving, dog.
Man, if we're being honest, he went back to Cleveland because he wanted to give them a ring because that would have been a great story. It wasn't because they were falling apart in Miami because they weren't. They had a better situation in Miami than they had in Cleveland. My thing is,
last game that Miami had, they looked like that team was about to fall apart. So.
Well, of course, when you're getting smoked, you look like you're about to fall apart.
That's what happens whenever LeBron goes to leave. The team gets smoked, and he's on a different team the following year.
But they were getting smoked when he was there at Cleveland, so it wasn't any different. I mean, they got smoked by Boston in that series. People said he gave up, but he had 27, 19, and 10. It's like, how do you give up and have those stats?
He gave up.
Okay.
He was walking down the court by the end of
the point I'm making.
With time left.
The point I'm making is I'm not going to criticize KD for anything he did because, like I said, sports fans are very inconsistent with their standards. In 1 second, they'll criticize somebody for going somewhere. The next second, they'll use that as ammo to criticize someone else and forget that the person originally that did it.
My main thing about KD is not the fact that he went to the team that beat him. I mean, everybody can say that's a bad move, but when he went to that team, he dominated. He was the number one guy on Golden State. He didn't go there to piggyback.
He ain't LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, exactly. Before you got into the call, Bills, before we started this, I told Dollar and I told everybody else, I said, look, the problem I don't have with KD is the fact, even though he went to Golden State, he went there to be the man. He didn't go there to try to piggyback off of like and I know you can agree with me on this, Bill. Mm-hmm. When LeBron got to Miami the first time back in 2011, you can easily tell that LeBron tried to piggyback on trying to win a championship by deferring to Dwayne Wade. It was like he was trying to win the chip the easy way. He had to learn that, look, you cannot play this way and win a chip. That's why he won the other two in Miami. But that first time, he tried to defer. Now, if KD did that, yeah, I'll roast him for that. But he went to Golden State and he balled his ass off. He was the number one option. That's why I don't really give him slack. Now, people can make the argument that it was a bullshit move. Yeah, I can't defend that. Mm-hmm. But it wasn't like he went there to just say, hey, I'm just here to show up. He balled out, so I give him credit for that.
See, my thing is, I just, like, to get back to the question as far as where LeBron should go, I know everybody's going to be like, oh, you're from Boston. Of course you're going to say Boston. But if we think about this logically, LeBron can play the 4, right? We all have seen him do it. We don't have a good 4 here. We have Morris, who's inconsistent. Hayward can play the 3. He can play the 2. Tatum is our 3 right now. I think Kyrie, well, that would be a bit of a hiccup, the fact that Kyrie was like, I tried to get away from you and now you're coming back. But Kyrie, Hayward, Tatum, LeBron, and Horford, you're not going to find a better starting lineup in the Eastern Conference. And that team could definitely take down Golden State. But that being said,
I can agree.
The reason why I don't think Philly would work is because LeBron and Ben Simmons both need the ball. Ben Simmons can't shoot. If you're playing off ball with LeBron, you're most likely you're pretty much posting up, not even posting up or spotting up. Ben Simmons can't shoot. It's not to knock him. He's a great player. He can't shoot. It is what it is. It wouldn't work because of that. Covington, his bum ass, he's there, and he is also an inconsistent shooter if we're talking about when you really need him to hit shots, not these non-pressure shots during the season. Okay, because we saw what he did in the playoffs. He played like crap. I don't think LeBron should go there. LeBron should either go to Houston or Boston, in my opinion, or because of personal bias, Miami. But hey, whatever.
Let me finish up with this though, Bill.
Ahead,
Since you did just say they're like, they're both, somewhat the same player in that aspect. Did LeBron say that he wanted to play off the ball? Because if that was the case, if he truly did say that, if he truly did confirm that, why wouldn't he go to Philly? Because there's a thing. Ben Simmons is going to be carrying that ball most of the time. You're gonna, and on top of that, that takes pressure off of LeBron. That saves his body from taking all the from
that doesn't take any pressure off.
It's more seasoned
on Simmons and B. Do they not?
Bro, no pressure will be on Simmons. Anywhere LeBron goes, he'd have the most pressure. That's not even a question.
Yeah,
that's not even a
agree
question.
with that as well.
If LeBron went to Golden State, he'd have the most pressure ever of any athlete. If they lost one game, it would be over. So I mean, it's like, if he goes to Philly, like I said, LeBron can say he wants to play off ball until we see it happen. It's not gonna happen. He's played with the ball on every single team. Hell, Kyrie Irving was a great ball handler. LeBron had the ball in his hands. So we have to be careful about listening to what LeBron wants and what LeBron's actually going to do to two different things. We don't know where he's going to go. He's disguised it very well. He could stay in Cleveland for all we know. I doubt it, but stranger things have happened.
Good God. If he stays in Cleveland, man, he can just forget about ever winning another ring.
Well, all them dudes will be gone anyway. It's not going to matter.
I mean, regardless, who else is going to come to Cleveland to help him win a ring?
Yeah, well, look, I'll tell you this much: this free agency is gonna be very, very interesting.
Paul George is gonna be a very interesting situation where he goes.
There's even talk about him going to LA. So
I agree, but if he does go to Cleveland, you really think that's gonna be?
I don't think they can play together, but that's me. I'm saying wherever Paul George goes, like individually, it's going to be interesting because he is, when he's healthy and when he's right, a top 10 player in the league. Of course, Russell Westbrook wouldn't let him show that, but that's a different topic for a different day. Paul George is a very skilled player, a very good player. He's a star player in his own right, and wherever he goes, if he goes to a contender, is going to be interesting. What we really need to watch is what's going on with Kawhi in this offseason.
Right.
That's what we really need to watch because that's going to be interesting. I keep hearing rumblings about Boston trying to trade for him. They're willing to give up Jaylen Brown at this point. They're willing to give up Marcus Dumb, a.k.a. Marcus Smart. So we'll have to see, man.
Okay.
Two things I noticed.
But don't expect.
Two things I noticed, and this going to be something off topic. I don't know if y'all noticed this, but the precision modifier is back in Madden 19.
I did notice that when I was checking out the controls.
I don't think it ever left.
It was gone.
Really? Like, I never used it.
They just stopped talking about
it. I never used it. Yeah, I never used it after 25.
They just stopped talking about it.
No, it's not talking about it. It never left. But yeah, to basically point out, you said Boston. You said Boston when it goes to getting rid of players. Look, there's no way that the Sixers gonna have all that cap space, have those players, and they're not going to make a move. I don't see that coming.
Yeah, but I don't think LeBron...
They're going to want a splash player. Honestly, I don't blame them. But, they're going to want to make a move. So, whatever the Sixers do, I keep an eye on them. Honestly.
Okay.
The Sixers need to worry about not frauding up and whatever.
Which I agree with. Also, Sixers need to worry about getting a better GM. That I agree with as well. So...
What?
They're good.
They need to worry about getting a new GM. Remember, they let go of Colangelo. They let go of Colangelo, so they got to get somebody.
Yeah, but you said better GM.
Colangelo was not that good.
Colangelo was good enough to tank all them years and get you all these players that you see producing right now.
Actually, that was Hinkie.
Yeah, I'm about to say Hinkie did that.
Colangelo had a couple of those moves,
only a year or 2 seasons, some shit like that. That was it, dog.
Yeah, but look at the moves. Look at the moves. He got Redick signed.
Okay, for 1 year. We don't know if he's going.
He got Redick signed, and y'all probably wouldn't have even made the playoffs without Redick.
Okay, but we don't know if he's coming back.
That's nice. My point is, giving Sam Hinkie all this credit is all well and good, but it's like giving Mark Jackson credit for Steve and Steve Kerr is the one that won the title.
No, look, man, look, trust me. I know exactly how you feel. I don't like having to give Hinkie credit either, because I don't like how he did the draft system. But at the end of the day, I mean, like, the dude's only been there for years.
So anyway, I kind of get what y'all saying. I don't know where he's going to go personally. I'm just going to sit here and wait and see how that goes. Honestly,
July 1st.
Yeah, you're just going to find out within less than a month.
Yep.
So, but overall, I didn't like how the NBA season ended with the finals. I just thought it was pretty bad. I didn't watch it because I had to work, but when I did see it, I was like, I woke up in the morning and I looked at the final score. It was 105-83, so I'm like, man, they got beat that bad. I was like, it's no fight, man. And I mean, I'm not necessarily blaming LeBron, but it's like, it could have been closer than that. I don't know.
Game one would have changed that whole series.
I can agree. With that being said, I don't have anything else. Anybody else want to add something? I think we covered everything. I did want to go into the Malcolm Jenkins, Donald Trump
Go ahead.
thing.
I want to cover.
I don't.
We can say that for next week.
No,
Yeah, I'm
long-winded at this point.
I'm fatigued.
Oh, okay.
I'm fatigued. I don't think my brain can wrap around it. It's just too much. I do want to say this before we close it out. I know Pooh just retweeted this. The Tiger Cats won the preseason game. Johnny Manziel, he played 12 for 20, 88 yards and a touchdown. I don't know if that's good stats in Canadian football, but that's what he did. Yeah, 12 for 20, 88 yards. I can't
horrible.
speak on
What is he out? What is he out?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's horrible. That wide of a field and 55 yards on each side. Oh, that's horrible.
Now, I'm not saying to defense, but the other quarterback threw 10 of 18 for 105. So I don't know what the hell's going on.
They both were horrible.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say that.
Wait. Hold up. Unless they each played it. Yeah, they're in preseason, so they probably played a half. Okay, never mind. I'll take that back.
Yeah, I'm saying, I don't know. I just wanted to put it out there. I don't know how CFL works. I don't watch it enough.
They only do like 2 preseason games, and after that, they start, I believe.
Yeah, and then even so, it's 3 downs, and they punt on the third down. So
I just hope they show his team on TV because there's no other way for me to track it.
The only way you're gonna
ESPN too.
No, you might want to talk. All you gotta do is talk to Pooh. He's the king of pirating. He can show you how to do it.
I mean, like, shit. I don't got cable in my room for a reason. I don't need it. Everything I find by internet. Fuck that.
If Pooh made a game, he'd probably read that shit.
You'll probably pirate his own game that he made.
I probably will.
Anyway, with that being said, that's going to be the end of the First and Framerates podcast. I mean, I think we covered everything. A few more things we did want to cover. May go down the line and talk about that in the next episode. I do appreciate you guys coming through, especially you, Dollar. I know you've been very busy. I really appreciate you coming by.
Y'all assholes.
Everybody.
I appreciate your inviting me.
Yep.
Yeah. Anytime. And any final words before we close it out?
I just want to say one thing to close this out. Sorry, Bills, for this ahead of time.
Here we go.
I'm sorry. I apologize to Bills ahead of time.
Oh, shit.
You know, Madden 19 will feature Shaquem Griffin with one hand, remember? But no word.
No, we wanted one too.
But no word if Tom Brady will be featured with no hands.
Oh.
Hey, I can't lie. That was a good one. That was a good one.
You know what, Dollar?
That was a good one.
You know what, Dollar? I'm gonna let you have that one, bro.
I can't lie. That was a good one.
Have that one, bro, because the Dolphins are gonna give me my retort during the season, so you can have that one, bro.
We beat y'all a couple of times.
What shit? We not no starters.
That one year.
Look, man, I don't got no smoke against the Dolphins. You got that though. That was funny.
That was a good one. I can't lie. That was a good one. What about you, DJ? Anything else before we close?
I can't. You asking me to follow that up? Man,
no.
just know that I showed you the way about hockey. That's all you need. That's all I need to say.
You know the way.
Okay, that's it. That's all you need to say. I agree. That's all.
If you're gonna,
hold on, it's not your turn yet.
During the podcast, you're gonna get rashed during the podcast.
And
Oh, who?
That's it, bro.
I got
Especially if
something
we
to
got
say.
the whole crew here.
I got something to say. Fuck Ryan Moody, first off.
Wow!
wow.
I'm not.
Wow.
Yeah, fuck
yeah.
him
See, you about to
because of what he
see-
said to me on Twitter. Yeah, fuck you, motherfucker.
Well, just
And
remind
the
our
crazy part
fans,
about that is,
No,
my
there's gonna be a
response to
video
that was
about
actually a lot more better than yours because I didn't drop a curse word, motherfucker. So fuck you.
Well, you can't really go and brag about not dropping cuss words when you sitting there cussing up his
Yeah, I'm about to say. I was just saying.
Quite a good minute. So
I was about to say. I just lost all logic with what he said. I missed.
Yeah.
So one more time, we're gonna go ahead and drop this disclaimer: the views and thoughts being expressed right now do not express the overall thoughts and opinions of the First and Framerates podcast.
Yeah, and I think for a while, I think I pulled his honorary host card too on that one because at least you could have been coherent when you said what you said.
okay. Yeah, but I mean, like, damn, that was holding in for.
This is what happened when you let anything involving Philly in the podcast.
Not only that. Hold on. Not only that.
On the street somewhere.
But not only that though. Not only
That's the part
that.
of Philly you need to burn down where the trash is.
Well, not only that, DJ. Not only that, DJ. DJ.
Just Stanley Cup, bro.
DJ, not only that, didn't we already have a problem with somebody jumping the gun earlier today? Wow, and he just did the same thing?
Oh, God.
Hey, you know what, Pooh? Get your fat, gelatinous, super fan, whatever that dude's name is, get him the fuck out of here, too,
God.
with his fat ass.
Oh, and trust me, I would love to do that.
Cali and not in
California.
I don't know what you're talking about. Bills, you got last word.
Okay, fuck Kyle Anderson, and I'm
You
out.
said Bills, you got the last one.
Man, what is wrong with you, dude? Are you on some drugs?
Man, I can't
Jesus
be doing these
Christ.
many disclaimers, bro. People gonna have to figure it out for themselves after a while, bro.
We have some intelligent people on this podcast. Just
I
my
see
And we have some exactly.
If you having me in here, bombs will be dropped one way or another.
Well, they should
Well, it
drop
looks like-
one in your room.
Oh.
Anyway,
God.
Bills, once again,
An hour before this podcast. I mean, shit.
once again, Bills. Any last words?
Thank you for listening to the First and Framerates podcast. If you stuck around this long, you've probably heard some pretty good material that you can use in the future to roast several people in this community.
And you probably
Not only that, you got some good material that you can listen to at times in general. But we do need to address when people do get things wrong because those same people will jump on us if we did the same thing.
Split second, they'll also screenshot your YouTube page and talk about.
Yeah, so I don't have anything. Oh God,
Jesus.
I don't have anything else to say. I appreciate everybody who came through. Once again, this is the First and Framerates podcast, episode 22.
And remember, getting your hairlines fucked up. Don't be talking shit on Twitter.
And
now, you're the one.
Okay,
and
calm
by the way,
down.
the
Calm down.
This does express the thoughts and views of the First and Framerates podcast.
Okay, anyway, I am trying to close this out, please. Jesus, I know y'all kind of in y'all feelings. It's the first day of Madden dropping, and it's like the community never sold itself together. Just like it was. It's like 2014 all over.
Blame that.
And
2013.
anyway, yeah, same difference. I want to close it out saying I appreciate you guys for coming through and watching the podcast, and we will have more content down the road. Episode 22, we continue, and thanks for all the support. One more thing I do want to, before I go, I just saw this on The Wire. Jerry Stackhouse is the new assistant coach of the Memphis Grizzlies. I think that's pretty interesting.
Hey, you just gave an announcement about an assistant coach?
No, but it's Jerry Stackhouse. That's why. I think that's actually
No
yeah,
one
that's
gives
actually
a
interesting.
crap about Jerry Stackhouse.
That's why it's interesting. That's why it's interesting. You're talking about it.
Oh.
He's a coach. It's a coach. He's being an assistant coach. How many bad players you know turn out to be assistant coaches or coaches in general? That's why it's interesting. Not because he's not a coach because he plays well. He's a coach. I think he's an assistant coach because he's actually. It's going to be an interesting fit. I just want to see what he does. Look at we got Tyronn Lue as the coach of the Cavs.
You right
He
about
was not that good of a player. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's interesting. I appreciate everybody watching. We're gonna close it out. Peace.
Yeah, you thought it was.